Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is correct. You are seeing Shadow Hollow use a weapon other than a bow. If you watch my videos, you know I don't use any weapon other than the bow. But you are now witnessing Shadow Hollow using a greatsword. And actually going back to my roots, because in previous Monster Hunters, I used both the bow or the greatsword. But for some reason when Monster Hunter World came out, I just went full bow. I don't know what happened. I just wanted to focus on a bow. Actually, I knew I was gonna switch to some weapon or a new weapon at some point, and I'm just now doing this with the greatsword, and I am having an absolute blast with this thing. I'm actually kind of upset because I should have did this sooner. Someone should have told me, hey Shadow Hollow, maybe you want to switch to a different weapon instead of using a bow all the time. Like, who does that? Who stays with one weapon? Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But the greatsword is fun. Actually, speaking of previous Monster Hunters, you know which greatsword, anyone who has played the previous Monster Hunters, you know which greatsword that I wish, but is never gonna happen? I wish that they will bring back the Sidious greatsword. I used to love that thing. But like I said, that's not gonna happen at all whatsoever. Just wishful thinking, that's all. Arch-Tempered Namielle. Now, when they first announced her, my questions were like, what's gonna be different about her? Exactly what are they gonna do? How is this quest gonna be different? How is it gonna be more challenging? Now, I knew she was gonna hit harder, but I was wondering if she was gonna have different movesets. And after playing her, she actually doesn't have any major different movesets. Like, I think some of her electric attacks are different. She doesn't have different movesets, but she does have different movements. Like, she moves faster and her patterns are different. Now, don't get me wrong. This quest, she will wipe you out. So do not get careless with this quest at all, because it is challenging. Even though she doesn't have anything major, it's very challenging, and if you're not careful, she will wipe you out. So I would definitely bring elemental resistances, both water and thunder. And her ultimate attack, by the way, will wipe you out in one hit. I've seen very few people survive that. I think I survived it, but that's because I had elemental resistances and I have my armor upgraded to the max, which I would recommend that you do if you have not done so yet. Because when you upgrade your armor, it just makes a lot of these other monsters like easier to fight. Like, I just fought Fierce Rajang with maxed out armor, and when I say maxed out armor, I mean fully augmented and fully upgraded armor. So I would recommend that you do that. If you have not, like, if your defense is in the 900s, then I would recommend that you upgrade it much higher than that. To do that, I would recommend that you go and do the Ode to the Destruction, where you fight Ruiner Nergigante, so you can get the Great Spirit Vein gems, so you can augment your armor and then upgrade it to the max. So definitely go do that. As far as food, the food skills that you want, I would highly suggest that you eat for elemental. Normally I would suggest bring in feline insurance or feline safeguard, but if you don't have high elemental resistances as far as the thunder and the water, then I would definitely eat for elemental resistance. Speaking of feline insurance and feline safeguard, both of those stack, by the way. So if you have a buddy that has feline insurance, like if you're playing in a party and you have a buddy that has feline insurance and you have feline safeguard, you can both eat for both of those skills and they will stack on the mission. So instead of you being able to cart 3 times before the mission ends, you'll be able to cart 5 times or 4 times, because the 5th one, the mission is over. Now, if you're going out and you're having trouble finding people that's also doing this quest, it might be because of your quest type. And what I mean by that is, if you put the quest type as no preference but put the target as Namielle, then the missions that the quests that you can join won't show up for some reason. But if you put it as event quests and put the target as Namielle, then you can see all the quests that you can join. And I believe that's something that Capcom needs to fix, because if I have no preference as my quest type, but I have my target as Namielle, then all the event quests should show up as well. Now, as far as the armor goes, and what's crazy about these recent armors that come from the recent monsters that has been released into the game, is it's just like the armors have pretty good decent decorations, right? And they have pretty decent skills, but there's always that one piece that has like a crazy set of skills to it. Like for the Kulve Taroth, it was like the rest of the armor was good, but the headpiece, like you get level 3 free element ammo up, like that is absolute crazy. And then for the Namielle, the legs, like you get level 4 constitution on the legs. That is absolutely insane, and it looks nice. So it'll be interesting to see if any of these armor pieces changes the meta for any weapon types. It'll be interesting to see what people come up with. I will definitely be playing around with it myself. But that's pretty much my take on Arch-Tempered Namielle. She has more aggressive movement, more aggressive patterns than the normal Namielle. She will kill you if you're not paying attention, and she will kill you if you take her lightly. Her ultimate will wipe you out in one hit, most likely. Bring elemental resistances. And if you think you can survive, if you think you can take her hits, then go for a safeguard, go for insurance. Keep in mind she's weak to fire. I was using blast. I was using a blast greatsword in this case, so either or should be fine. Some of the things that I found that was really beneficial for me as far as this quest goes was speed eating, because she does bring pressure. Like once she locks onto you and she's attacking you, sometimes she just won't quit, and sometimes she'll just keep throwing attacks at you until you're dead. And speed eating I found helped me a lot in this one. I also have heroics, which helps me out, and then like I said before, I have their resistances. I just basically watch her attack patterns and then pick and choose my attacks carefully. Definitely watch out for her ultimate, and that's pretty much what it is. Like just watching her attack patterns. Like you definitely don't want to be careless against this monster, because she will wipe you out. But that's pretty much it. Now I'm pretty sure most of you have heard by now that the Elytrion, or Elytrion, however you want to call it, has been postponed because of the virus. And you know what, that's fair. You know, I'd rather them be safe than to like be trying to push content out when it's in dangerous conditions. Like I definitely don't want them to do that. Hopefully the content that they had to release like after that is still on schedule, but I'd rather them be safe, so I'm completely fine with it. And we don't have a date as far as when they're gonna release Elytrion. Hopefully it's not too far in the future, but I will definitely let you guys know whenever there's a date. You can follow me on Twitter. I usually update a lot on Twitter, so if you follow me on Twitter at Twitter/ShadowHollow_, you can stay up to date there. If you enjoyed the video, then a like would be much appreciated. If you made it to this point in the video, then I definitely appreciate you. Obviously YouTube calculates watch time, so that definitely helps out my channel. Subscribe if you have not done so already, if you're new to the channel, for more videos that I have coming along the way. And make sure you hit the notification button to get notified for whenever I post. But that is all for me, guys. I am out of here. I'm Shadow Hollow, signing out, and I will see you guys in the next video.